Questions and comments? The Honourable Member for Pitt Meadows, Maple Ridge.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. And the Liberals do talk a lot about climate change day in and day out, and really they use it to justify imposing a carbon tax that does nothing to change the climate, but essentially impoverishes Canadians and shut down industry. Now we have this before us, the Sustainable Development Technologies, and it was doing a good job up until about while it was under the appointees, under the Harper. In matter of fact, it was examined by the Auditor General and got a AAA. Really? Yes, a great record. But since that time, the Auditor General has recently released a report saying that it is a mess. It's a scandal. They're Liberal insiders, and this was supposed to be for green technology, but it's gone to it's slush fund. They can't even trace where a lot of the funds are going to, and I wonder if the member could just admit that really it's about getting Liberal-friendly appointees rich in their companies, and nothing to do with climate change at all.
Honourable Parliamentary Secretary.
Well, Madam Speaker, first and foremost, all appointments, whether it's Conservatives that have been appointed under this administration, Liberals, New Democrats, there might even be the odd separatist, hopefully not too many of those, but at the end of the day, or individuals that are truly independent, Madam Speaker, I would like to think that if you're appointed to a board, that you will take that position in a responsible fashion and take actions that are in the best interests of Canada as a nation. That's what my expectations would be. And if they don't meet those expectations, then there's a need to take actions. And that is, in fact, what we have seen with this government, Madam Speaker. There have been tangible actions taken in regards to this particular issue, and we will continue to move forward in making sure that the Canadian taxpayers are, in fact...
I have to give more questions.
The Honourable Member for Berthier-Masquinongé. Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. Now, the issue with all this is that each time there's another Liberal scandal, they very quickly, in fact, cause another scandal to bury the previous scandal. It's just a infinite series of scandals and issues with mismanagement and lack of transparency. This file is serious. We have reason to have questions, and this information should be accessible to parliamentarians. Will the Parliamentary Secretary commit to giving us this information? It's necessary. We want clarity and transparency.
Well, Madam Speaker, I think that we have a system in the Parliament that enables standing committees to be very productive, and it's at the will of standing committees to meet, to build up a relationship that will ensure that there's a higher sense of accountability and transparency, and nothing prevents those standing committees to be able to call before it ministers that are ultimately responsible and others to take a look and take a deep dive into what is actually taken place, and that's all good, and I would encourage and support the standing committees to do that. But at the same time, I think it's also important, from my perspective, to see the departments and the ministers also do what they can. And I am satisfied that we have a minister and a government that continues to ensure that there is a higher sense of accountability, having found out to the degree in which there were problems, and we see that more specifically this week, where the board is no longer in existence.
Member for Vancouver Kingsway.
Thank you. The Honourable Member said there are some issues at the Sustainable Development Technology Canada. Let's go over the basics. Annette Verschuren, the former board chair, as well as being CEO of a Toronto-based energy storage firm called NRS Store Inc., participated in approving grants totaling $217,000 to her own company. She refused to recuse herself. The foundation awarded funding to projects that were ineligible. SDTC did not follow conflict of interest policies 88 times for directors, and legal requirements for the number of foundation members were never met. The board was required to have 15 members, but by 2020 there were only 2, and decisions were made without quorum. Madam Speaker, this isn't some issues. This is a board that is colossally compromised by corruption. And I'm wondering if my honourable colleague, given facts like these, and there are more, really would describe the situation at SDTC as one where there were some issues.
The Honourable Parliamentary Secretary.
Yes, Madam Speaker, I wouldn't want to attempt to marginalize the seriousness of the issues that the Auditor General has brought forward, Madam Speaker. And that's why I provided comments in regards to the appointment of board members. Whether it's this government appointing Liberals, Conservatives, New Democrats to boards, and there are many boards that are appointed, or people that are really and truly independent, Madam Speaker. I have an expectation, as I like to think every member should have an expectation, that they would behave in an appropriate fashion and respect conflict of interest and so forth. And when that doesn't happen, Madam Speaker, I expect the government to take action, and this government has taken action. It's demonstrated that as long as 2 years ago, Madam Speaker, in terms of freezing new funding.